Call Alonyam Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakodash Shanya Kabad Gadawala Rakwab Zakwanyam Nawa. That's double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom wa Barakim Labakayam Shaya Sharala. And that's peace and blessing to the elect of Israel, and also to you Confucian and faces coming into the fold. I want to say shalom to all of you brothers as well. So we're quickly approaching the time of Jacob's trouble, talked about in the book of Jeremiah. And with that being said, this world likes to tell you, and they like to preach to you, saying you need to start caring more about this world. They like to say, care about your education, care about getting a higher education, care about getting a promotion at work, all these things. And we're here as watchmen, starting with our elders and apostles of GMS, to tell you and to warn you that we see these missiles coming from afar, if you can spiritually see what I'm saying right now. And with that being said, these missiles coming, we're here to tell you to care less about this world. You know how Jake likes to say, there's a saying in the world, basically, they say something goes wrong and they say, I couldn't care less. Meaning like, man, it's whatever, yo. Just let that go. Let that fly. You feel me? But now we're here to tell you to care less. Keep caring less and less and less. And I'll be honest with you, brothers, that's one of the things that I pray about. I pray that the Lord makes me not care, that he makes me care less about all these things in the world. Because the more and more you put all these things in, or the more and more you put your heart, meaning your mind, into the things and lusts and lasciviousness of this world, then that means in the last days, when martial law happens, you're gonna get caught up, and you're gonna be like Lot's wife, man. The scriptures tell you in the book of Luke, well, actually in this same book, not this chapter, I believe it's chapter 17 maybe, or 19. I think it's 17 though. It tells you to remember Lot's wife and what happened with her. She looked back and she was immediately turned into a pillar of salt. So she didn't make it, but she was that close. She was close, so we're gonna sort of jump into that right now. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to grab one parable, maybe two. We'll see how the Spirit hits me. This is Luke 21 verse 29. And he spake to them a parable. Behold, the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is nigh at hand. So it's just like anything. You have clues to understand what time is coming. You got the fig trees coming, and you see the weather starting to break, and it feels a little bit better and better. People aren't wearing coats and hats anymore. They're starting to wear t-shirts and stuff like that. The flowers are blossoming. And then what? It says, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is nigh at hand. And that summer right here, metaphorically, is talking about the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord's vengeance is what is talked about in the scriptures. And all right? And you don't want to take part in that vengeance. The scriptures say, blessed is that man who takes part in the first resurrection. And the first resurrection represents those the 144,000, all right, and the 1/3 behind them being caught up in the chariot, receiving salvation, because the second death is coming, and it's coming very, very, very soon. All right, you see Russia and Iran and China, and then soon, because it's scriptural, and we know according to biblical prophecy, Turkey is going to leave NATO. They're not going to be an ally anymore with America, and they're going to leave, and Turkey is going to join forces with Russia and China and Iran. And Turkey is going to have its part in bombing America, which truly is Babylon the Great. And with that being said, we see all these things coming to pass, and that's talking about, and that is being summer nigh at hand. That is summer. That's the day of the Lord. So likewise, this is verse 31. So likewise, ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand. Nigh meaning near. So the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand. And really, we're talking about, what are those fig trees? What are those? What's the summer coming? What are the things that you look for? We're looking for martial law to break out. Well, matter of fact, let me speak on what's happening right now. You see all these plagues coming. We're in the flu season right now. And these physicians and, well, really doctors, they're saying that this is the worst flu season that the world has ever seen right now. All right. We're seeing all these earthquakes. We're seeing all these natural disasters. We're seeing these massive wildfires. All of a sudden, those wildfires are turning into mudslides. Again, earthquakes, hurricanes. I think, what is it called? A volcano just erupted last week. Yeah, early to mid last week, a volcano just erupted. You know what I mean? I woke up yesterday to see that I think it was Paris was flooding. So all these natural disasters are talked about in the scriptures, man. All these things are biblical prophecy. And the Lord said, when you see all these things, you know that summer is coming, aka the kingdom of heaven, man. Or let me say that backwards. The kingdom of heaven is coming, aka summer is nigh at hand. Verse 32, Luke 21:32. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. All what? Meaning all the prophecies being fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Again, what comes out of the Lord's mouth is already, or it must come to pass. It's already done in the spiritual world. It just has to take place here on earth now. It says heaven and earth shall pass away. And what does that mean? Well, the scriptures tell you that the earth abideth forever, right? And then heaven, we know that heaven right here is talking about, let me just get that example. We know heaven right here is talking about a rulership. It's talking about power. It says heaven and earth shall pass away because the scriptures say that, what does it say? The Lord creates a new heavens and a new earth. All right. So let me just prove right here really quickly that this heaven is talking about a rulership. It's talking about power. So this is Matthew chapter 11. Salak, this, I'm not on internet. I'm not on Wi-Fi right now. It's going to go a little bit slow. All right, so this is Matthew 11. I think it's verse 23. Yep, this is it. Matthew 11, verse 23. And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven. You see? Which art exalted unto heaven. It was raised and praised unto heaven, meaning what? It was a very luxurious city, right? It was riches. It was powerful. It had all these beautiful things in it. It says, and thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. You see, and that proves that hell isn't always talking about either, well, first of all, it's not talking about a place where you burn forever. That was made up. All right. But at the end of the day, this also proves that hell is also referring to not just the grave, not just death, but it's talking about an actual circumstance or situation being played out here on earth. You see, and thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, that's the point, shall be brought down to hell. All right. So when we jump back, all right, Salaki again, may take a little while. Here we are, Luke 21. Let me see what verse that was. This is, Luke 21, verse 33. Heaven and earth shall pass away. So this rulership, this power, this great kingdom known as America, which is Babylon the Great, heaven and earth shall pass away. But my word shall not pass away, because the Lord's prophecies will come to pass. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting. That just means like an excessive amount of something, surfeiting, and drunkenness, meaning you're not sober, you're not of a right mind, right? And what's of a right mind spiritually? You're watching for these things. You're reading, you're praying, you're fasting, you're meeting up with Akim, you're going out on the highways and byways, you're staying in these scriptures, man, you're prophesying, you're talking about and declaring things that will happen, or things prophesy, you're saying things before they come. Salak, you got tripped up over my own thoughts right now, right? That's what it means to be sober, right? Which is the opposite of drunkenness. So it says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. So the more and more you care about this world, the less you're going to be sober, the less you're going to be watching, the less you're going to be in these scriptures. And the scriptures say that we read and we prophesy because in doing so, we not only save ourselves, but we save those that hear us. All right. So it's time. We're in that time to gird up your loins like a man. Be a man and stop caring about all this carnal, all this temporary things, man. All these who cares? Who cares about what kind of state that you're in right now? If you're truly a spiritual man, you have your eyes set on heaven, which is what? I'm talking about a new rulership right now. We're trying to rule with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're trying to rule under him, because truly it will come to pass. You're going to have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai ruling under him. You're going to have King David, the 12 apostles, and then the 144,000 men. And we're looking to be amongst that number. And what does that mean? You have to stop caring about this world and the things in it. So yeah, one more parable really quickly. This is Mark chapter 4, verse Mark 4, verse 15. And these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown, right? But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. So you have some people that hear the word, and then all of a sudden, it sounds good. I hear you, I believe you. And then all of a sudden they go the next day, and then what? Demons hop on them and they start caring about this world again, man. And those are the ones that are immediately taken out. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground. So it's not a stable ground, right? Who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, right? Oh man, cool. I like that, man. I'm gonna stay in it, man. And they start reading. They start reading. They may prophesy a little bit, make a few videos and things like that. But look, it says, and have no root in themselves. So they received it with gladness and have no root in themselves. And so endure but for a time. See, they make a few videos here and there. They go out on the highways and byways, maybe every other weekend, or maybe they're diligent until it starts getting cold outside, and then they act like punks and they don't show up anymore. Right? It says afterward, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake. See that? For the word's sake, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's sake, because he is the word. When affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. You see? So immediately they're offended. And then what? They fall out of the truth, man. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such, Mark 4, verse 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, you see that key word again, and the cares of this world, they were acting like punks, and the deceitfulness of riches, right? So they saw, well, let me keep reading. And the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. But what does that really mean? They lacked faith. They didn't have that faith. Because the scriptures say in the book of Ecclesiasticus, my son, when thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. The scriptures also tell you that you enter into the kingdom of heaven through much tribulation, right? We have to bear our cross. And what does that mean? We have to carry our trials and tribulations just like Yahweh Shai did. The scriptures say he was obedient unto death. He was a man. He was a perfect example of how we should be. And we should be diligent in reading, so that we can learn about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, so that we can hopefully pray that we've been predestined to drink of that same cup and endure it and last all the way into the end. But it says, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches. So all of a sudden you're in the truth and you got it and you're prophesying and you're doing all these things. And then what? All of a sudden, well, hold on, let me see. Salakia. And these are they which are sown among thorns, it says, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, right, and the deceitfulness of riches and lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and they becometh unfruitful. So they heard the word, but then all of a sudden they said, well, dang, my friend over there, he didn't hear the word, but he just got a loan from the bank, and he got a nicer car. Or my man over there, I heard the word, but my man over there, my other friend, he just got a raise at his job. Or my cousin over there, he just got matter of fact, he not only got a raise, but he got a new job, bigger salary. He making 6 figures now, But you got to stop caring about that, man. Unless this word is going to become unfruitful to you. And if it becomes unfruitful to you, then the Lord is going to take away his name. He's going to take away his faith from you. He's going to make you a bug out, man. And you're going to be caught up in this world just like everybody else. So stop caring about the lack of J's on your feet. Stop caring about the lack of Louis Vuitton, on your wrist. Stop caring about the lack of BMW that you're driving. I made a video before through the Spirit. I think it was called spiritual dubs equal carnal L's, or maybe carnal L's equal spiritual dubs, just basically meaning basically meaning every time you take a carnal loss in this world, you're doing what? You're taking a spiritual dub. And if it's the reverse, every time you're taking a spiritual dub, meaning a spiritual win, meaning what? You gain more fear, more faith, more wisdom, more spiritual discernment. That means you're going to take a carnal L somewhere, man. You're taking a carnal loss somewhere. So maybe you're not getting that nice car or the nicest shoes or the nicest watch. But at the end of the day, the Lord is giving you something more precious, right? Something better than rubies that the scriptures talk about in the book of Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, which is what? Wisdom, man. So you may not be getting the things that you want in this world, but who cares, man? Be a man. Gird up your loins like a man. Stop caring about these things of this world, man. I'm going to finish out this parable. It says, and these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. And that's what we're hoping to be. We're praying that we're those that are sown on good ground, man. The ones that are stable in this truth. The scriptures say the Lord's name is a strong tower. He that runneth into it is safe. And we're hoping to be safe during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. That's the time that we're Salaki. That's the time that we're quickly approaching into. So you want to care less and less and less about the desires and lusts of this world, man. Don't be worrying about having the baddest females, the best cars, the best house, and things like that, man. You're going to get all these things. You're going to get all these things in the kingdom of heaven, which by default is the kingdom of Israel. All right, so I pray that this was edifying. I want to say, call Halonyim, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rakakodash, Shanya Kabad, Gadwala Rakwab, Zakwanyam Nawa. That's double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Shalawam wa Barakiam, Labakayam Shayasharala. And that's peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. The ones of you who are caring less and less and less about this world and more and more and more about the body, about pushing this word, about Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai's kingdom being established. All right? Shalom.